Hi, this is Arthur, and this is a summary of Arlecchino's story quest, released in the game Genshin Impact version 4.6. The Traveler and Paimon are walking around Poisson when they bump into Lyney and Arlecchino. Arlecchino moved the majority of the House of the Hearth to Poisson because they are being haunted by a ghost. Side note, the House of the Hearth is a Fatui organization led by Arlecchino. It specializes in espionage and is mostly comprised of orphans. Arlecchino leaves and Lyney takes the Traveler to meet other members of the house. They meet a bunch of members before bumping into Freminet. They chat a bit and Lyney notices Freminet is hiding something. Freminet then takes them to meet the ghost Arlecchino was talking about before. The ghost says she is Clary and is a member of the house. Freminet says Clary has been speaking to members in times of need and secretly helping them. Freminet feels guilty and does not want to turn Clary over to Arlecchino. Lyney tells Freminet he will help him hide Clary. The Traveler and later Lynette also agree to help. They decide to try and solve the mystery around Clary's identity and ask her some questions. Clary says that like all members of the house, she was brought here by the Knave. Side note, the Knave is the title of the Fatui Harbinger in charge of the House of the Hearth, currently Arlecchino. Clary says there is darkness in the house and no one escapes it alive. Clary also says her best friend is someone named Perry and she wishes to go outside into the sun. Lyney has never heard of someone in the house named Perry or Clary. Lyney comes up with a plan. Lyney will try taking Clary into the sun, Lynette will look up recent executions at the house, Freminet will ask around about Clary, and the Traveler will distract Arlecchino. The Traveler heads outside to meet Arlecchino, who just happened to be speaking with Child. Child is here to ask Arlecchino for help tracking down his master, Skirk. Arlecchino hasn't found anything. Since they found nothing, Child says he must return to Chesnaya to participate in Project Stuja. Project Stuja seems to involve other Fatui Harbingers like Regrator, the Rooster, and even Arlecchino. As the Traveler tries to draw out the conversation, they talk about various things like how Arlecchino is not a native Fontanian. Child eventually leaves and the Traveler goes to meet Lyney. Lyney tried to take Clary into the sun, but it seems she couldn't do it. They also go over the execution list and Clary isn't on it. Freminet asks around the house, but things feel weird. Not everyone likes being a Fatui and some wish they could leave. There is even a chance some members might try rebelling, which would force Arlecchino to act. They decide to call it a night when the Traveler bumps into Clary. They talk and Clary tells them everyone in the house is only a tool. The ones who aren't useful are sent to another Fatui Harbinger called the Doctor for experimentation. Clary says this is all because of Mother, which is odd because Arlecchino is referred to as Father. Clary also chats a bit about Perry. They eventually end their chat and head to bed. The next day, they talk to Lyney, who says when Arlecchino first became a Fatui Harbinger, she worked with a doctor on some secret experiments. The Traveler then meets with Arlecchino again to stall her, but it seems she already knows everything. They head to the Palais Marmonia, where Arlecchino meets with Neuvillette. Arlecchino offers to withdraw all her forces from Fontaine in exchange for something that isn't clarified. Neuvillette agrees. As they leave, they bump into a newsboy who Arlecchino agrees to buy a few newspapers from. Arlecchino then offers the Traveler answers about Clary if she agrees to help the House of the Hearth when the time comes. The Traveler agrees. They then head to some ruins where Arlecchino tells them about her past. Arlecchino says this is where she killed Clary and her mother, Crucibina. Crucibina was the previous Knave and leader of the House of the Hearth. Crucibina brought her daughter, Clary, to the house when she was 6 years old. The house generally takes in war orphans from all over Teyvat and raises them. Crucibina sought to train all these children and make them duel each other. The strongest one would inherit leadership of the house. Many members suffered permanent injuries during these duels, and those who did were sent to the doctor for experimentation. Despite being Crucibina's daughter, Clary was treated just like everyone else. When Clary realized she couldn't change Crucibina, she wanted to rebel, but all the other children were too indoctrinated to resist. Except for a child named Peruere, or Perry. Like Clary, Peruere saw through Crucibina's indoctrination, and the two became close friends. In the years following, Clary tried to escape many times, but was caught and punished each time. Later, Clary and Peruere would face each other in a duel, where Clary decided to let Peruere end her life. Peruere eventually rose to the top and became Crucibina's heir. Peruere, still upset by Clary's death, then killed Crucibina. The Tsaritsa of Chesnaya then made her a Fatui Harbinger and renamed Peruere Arlecchino. Arlecchino decided then she will be called Father by members of the house, not Mother. Arlecchino goes on to say she possesses a power where her flames leave behind shadows of anything they consume. Clary is one of these shadows. However, Clary is special as she is sentient, but has lost about 10 years of her memories. Shadows like Clary cannot learn or grow, so new information is quickly forgotten. Throughout the years, Clary has at times helped other members or tried to get them to rebel against Arlecchino. Clary also cannot enter the sun because she perceives the house as inescapable. Arlecchino then says that in order to resolve the situation, all she need do is kill Clary until nothing remains. Arlecchino is aware of the members Clary instigated to rebel and plans on killing them too. Arlecchino says she ordered those traitors to be brought here and they soon arrive with Clary. Linny, Lynette, and Freminette are also among them. Another member named Fultz then reveals the traitors have been attending secret meetings where they discuss fighting the house and leaving. Arlecchino prepares to execute them when Linny steps in and begs she reconsider. Arlecchino then challenges Linny to a duel, and if he shows sufficient strength, she will let them go. Linny, Lynette, Freminette, and the Traveler then battle Arlecchino but are overpowered. Arlecchino then stands down and says she will change the method of execution. Arlecchino reveals the results of her secret experiments with the Doctor, which is a vial of her extracted flames. Ingesting the flames will erase everything a member knows about the House of the Hearth. With all relevant knowledge gone, they can then go live normal lives. The Traveler realizes the newsboy they bumped into earlier was actually on the execution list and likely ingested the flames. Arlecchino orders the traitors to be taken to Poussin, where they will administer the flames and then live normal lives. Arlecchino also prepared 3 bottles for Linny, Lynette, and Freminette. The traitors all graciously thank Arlecchino and leave. Arlecchino then talks to Clary and tells her about her past and how she died. Clary takes it surprisingly well. Arlecchino explains that since then she's tried to grant members of the house some freedoms like Clary wanted. Arlecchino reveals that in the deal with Neuvillette agreed to grant former members of the house amnesty so they could live normal lives in Fontaine. Clary says that kind of freedom is exactly what she wanted and she's happy Arlecchino is head of the house. Clary then talks with the Traveler about her travels around Tevat. Soon the sun rises and Arlecchino officially expels Clary from the house, saying she is no longer bound by its rules. Clary soon disappears into the sunlight and says goodbye. Just then Linny returns and reports the traitors have taken the flames and left for a normal life. Linny, Lynette, and Freminette did not take the flames and want to stay at the house. Arlecchino compliments Linny and reveals she intends for him to become the next head of the house. They say goodbye and the Traveler goes to check on Lynette and Freminette. Freminette reports that Clary seems to be really gone this time. Lynette comments she ran into the members who took the flames. They don't seem to recognize her, but they seemed happy. And that is the end of this quest in this video. If you've liked what you've seen here, please like, comment, and subscribe.